We're back with more of the Instigators, presented by Seneca Resorts and Casinos. Nothing else comes close.
All right, welcome back. Don Granato joining us here on the Instigators, WGR 550 and MSG. I've come to learn that there are some family members of Coach Granato's that tune into the Instigators and maybe like the show. So
they
tell
are
them
big fans.
Tell them thank you for listening.
Yeah, they love it. So it's and you guys, I talked to Craig a little bit yesterday. You guys are great. I even tune in when I can, which isn't
nothing better to do
because I do enjoy it. What do you
enjoy about it? Are we right about a lot of things, Coach?
You are right about a lot. So I've made a lot of decisions based on your show.
Let's see your lineup and and we'll let you know if you've been listening.
Actually, all kidding aside, though, it is refreshing because you guys, your experience comes through as players, and that's what I enjoy. How you convey, you can see you guys were in those moments as you talk about, last night's game in the NHL or the playoffs or, the grit that's in the game. That's what I enjoy most is you can, how you guys convey it. You almost get an opportunity to relive it a bit. So for anybody that's passionate about the game, it is entertaining.
Oh, thank you very much.
There's my compliment.
Yeah, no, and listen, we'll pay you some compliments too here.
Just go easy
us a little
on
bit
me
of
now.
time. Yeah, we'll go easy on you because you were nice to us. But I'll pass it over to Craig and Marty in a second. But so you got a big night ahead of you here. Are you warming up? Are you practicing? Craig has been in the same situation. Are you not throwing out the first pitch tonight?
Yeah, I am. And it's one of those things you say, yes, I'll do it. And then you start thinking I committed 4 or 5 days ago. And now I'm thinking, God, I can't wait till players get back in town because there's nobody to do it. I'm that guy down the list that they say, well, we can get this guy. So I haven't thrown a ball yet. I woke up in the middle of the night last night, a little bit sweaty thinking about it. Matty Ellis brought a glove and ball today to the rink. So we're going to go out on the concrete floor of KeyBank and throw it around for a while.
Make sure you elevate yourself a little bit because it's a little different.
Well,
it's a little bit different.
Donnie. I'll tell you this. I did it a few times, and you got to do it from the grass in front of the mound. And people are going to say, all right, come on, get on the mound. Number one, the pitchers don't like it. Number two, when you get up on the mound like Josh Allen did, your first step is so far down that you're going to toss it 10 feet short of home plate. And that's what Josh Allen did. So there's my advice on how to throw a good first pitch.
I'm taking that advice. I was wondering if he'd slip on that dirt and stuff with regular shoes on, but I'm going to take it if people, don't like it because I'm standing on the grass 5 feet shorter. I guess it's better than embarrassing yourself, right?
Here's the No. Here's the mindset. You have to ask yourself one question.
Okay.
Are you going to go up there and throw a missile? And you might screw it up, but at least people are going to say, I like that he tried. I went up there, Don, and I threw heat. And all I could hear was the snap of the leather at the end, and it was the most rewarding thing ever. And I'm going down in history as one of the best throw guy at.
Okay, so did you go on the mound or from the grass? Because
I did not go on the mound. I was just in front, and because everybody was telling me, do not throw on the mound because you're going to throw into the dirt. So I was just ahead, and I threw heat. I heard the snap of the leather.
Get on the mound, meatballs, and throw it. Let the rocket go.
I won't do that.
Just let it go. It's better to go hard and miss. It's better. Listen, if you hit the dirt, it's better to do it at full speed than do it at a lobber.
Boy.
Let's talk a little.
I'm glad to enjoy the banter. So. I'm taking Craig's advice though, and Marty's, and then Craig added great advice. I'm going for it.
Go for it.
Can't tell the players to go hard, and then I go out there in front of people and go soft. So
we've heard we've heard you talk about the nickname. Do you like the nickname? I mean, do you like the nickname, or was it kind of like, were you like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it was what the hell was this? Definitely. But it doesn't. I mean, there's enough things in life that bother you. This isn't going to bother.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get the meatballs thing, but it's a great nickname. I don't get it, but it is a good nickname. There's no question.
Yeah,
and that's what we.
we've all been teased, ridiculed. I mean, we're part of teams from the time we grew up. So, you know, I don't know. I didn't know what to think of it. People are having fun with it. It doesn't bother me, so I'm okay. I'll stick to my job, and people have fun with it. That's good.
What was your nickname? What was your nickname when you played growing up? Like, what did they call you? Because now nicknames
generic.
are always like so simple, generic. Yeah,
generic. Marty, Gratz,
Yeah.
you know, simple.
Petey, Rivs, Marty,
Yeah.
Marty B. Yeah. Real original.
So, wasn't no chicken parm or anything like that. So.
That's
probably one of the, I heard probably one of the most iconic nicknames in all of sports, chicken parm. I mean, it's just a coincidence that you're related to him. But I remember the first time I heard that his nickname was chicken parm, I was like, is it really chicken parm? And then I met him for the first time in Edmonton in my rookie year. And I had to ask him, I said, are you really known as chicken parm? He's like, yeah, I'm known as chicken parm. It's great.
I should ask him how he got that. I've never asked him that.
I think, and I'll say this, I think it started when he was doing NHL Tonight on ESPN when the games were first on ESPN, and John Buchagros, Steve Levy, and Darren Pang, like somehow they found out that he liked chicken parm. He liked chicken parm as pregame meal and all of that, and they started calling him chicken parm Ferraro because John Buchagros has. I think that's where it started, but I could be wrong. But I remember when he first started doing gigs on NHL Tonight. Like I was in the American League from town to town. You turn it on Thursday night, right, for the highlight show, and there's Ray Ferraro, and they call him Chicken Parm. That's when I think it started. So, but yours started in a different way, which I think your story is way better than his anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how mine started either. I just caught it somewhere midstream, and that was the question: do you like it? And I like it if people enjoy it, and it's all in good fun. Yeah, I'm for it.
Don Granato joining us here on the Instigators, kind enough to join us here on Give 716 Day. And I've been looking, it's like $525,000 that has been raised already. Coach, tell us, how's it been since you've been hired? I know you've done the whole press thing. We were off. We would have had you then, but how has it been? And are you looking forward to your first real dose of action with the expansion draft and doing the rosters?
Yeah, I'm looking to get through that and pass that, as I'm sure Kevin is as well. There's so many different scenarios that could happen that you contemplate may happen. Matty Ellis and I have been in the office a bit talking just about training camp and even things past this week, almost to distract ourselves, I guess. But I am very excited about the season ahead based on where the players were at the end of the season and mostly in their mindset. They're excited. Talked to Casey Middlestead a week ago. He said he and several guys didn't even want to leave town at the end of the year. So it's encouraging things like that excites you for, getting back at it.
How involved once you were hired as head coach and you had all your sit down meetings with Kevin, how involved are you with things like who to expose in the expansion draft and who are you going to pick in the NHL draft and unrestricted free agency? How many discussions, and are you in on those discussions when with making all these decisions?
Well, those discussions are so intense. Obviously, you guys know when there's potential trades and movement in the NHL, which there is, any approach to the draft or free agency, the general manager's door is shut most of the day and fielding calls in different scenarios. I've been sitting in the other office as much as I can, bouncing between there and the USA hockey camp that's going on across town, which has been enjoyable. So I'm not getting every little piece in every conversation at all. But it's more, I speak to Kevin kind of the beginning of the day, the end of the day, and it's an update. I think I'll talk in general terms. I think, coaches, when it comes time to make a final decision, I think, coaches are typically consulted and involved. And I don't see that being any different here. But as far as every moment and every call, I'm glad we don't have to live that, because that's a lot of work. And I just lost lights.
Yeah, I know you lost the lights. You got to move around. So the automatic lights
how you get your
are
exercise,
shutting down, right?
Marty. That's how you get your exercise.
Absolutely. Hey,
I'm
you
surprised
mentioned Matty
there's
Ellis.
no clapper on that.
Maybe there is.
Yeah, Donnie, you mentioned Matty Ellis a couple of times here. Funny enough, I've played with all of your coaching staff from last year. Mike Bills in Rochester, Matty Ellis in Buffalo, and Dan Girardi in New York. Where is the coaching staff coming along? Have you made decisions on those guys and what their roles are going to be next year?
Yeah, I mean, I've said all along that the staff, and I'm glad you bring it up, Marty, because the staff was incredible. For me, when Kevin offered me the position to move into as interim head coach, obviously we're replacing myself. Both assistant positions basically open, and we moved Matty Ellis and Dan Girardi that didn't have coaching experience, but they have tremendous hockey experience, immense hockey experience, and they were able to help me and help us convey our messages to the players, excite the players, be part of it. So that said, I did push, and it was obviously accepted that those were the guys we would look at retaining. And we'll have an announcement on our staff as we finish it out. We'll wait till we finish the whole staff before we make any formal announcement on it. But the hope is even to have that before the draft. So we're working on that amongst other things. But those guys, we're working to get those guys back definitely.
Don Granato joining us here on the Instigators. We have about 6 or 7 more minutes with them, gentlemen, just so you know. For these guys aren't really aware of the clock, Coach. So my question for you is we do lineups all the time for fun. Like that's our job. Like not our job. Our luxury is that we get to have fun with it. How many rosters do you have? Basically, because do you have to have different rosters lined up to think of without Jack, without Sam, without Risto, or is it for you is just kind of a blank slate? I mean, where are you on projecting your lineups this early in the summer?
Yeah, I do that too, but I don't put tremendous thought into it because there's enough other things to think about, just how you may lay out training camp. You can think about individual players, where you want to move them, the next increment for them, how you may want to push them, challenge them, help them, whatever it may be. And obviously we're talking about the staff that Marty so there's a lot of different things that, can occupy you during the day. And then it's always nice to just, for me, I like flipping on, one of our games and another game at some point during the day and just watch our game and watch another game being played. And that always, that substitutes kind of writing down the lineup. I think you get your hockey fix that way and your coaching fix that way for me.
Don, so all of us sat and we watched the Sabres. We watched them go through a real tough stretch there, a real tough period. We could see a number of players that were just struggling in their game. You were brought in and you could see instantly within a game or two that the mindset and the production in which all these players started to play at a completely different level. Can you, give us some insight on how you spoke to these players? What did you do to change the game around of a lot of these players?
Yeah, what you really touched on, and I think we all felt it, was the psyche was real damaged. We didn't believe, we didn't see how we could win. We felt vulnerable. We convinced ourselves we were vulnerable, and we even saw, our vulnerabilities, whether it be our team or our teammates. And so, I wanted to challenge the psyche. I expressed to the guys that, as strong and as big, look around the locker room. I watch these guys skate. They're incredible. They're fierce. They're physical specimens, but the strongest and weakest thing in your body is your mind. And, we need to acknowledge that. And then the other thing I can remember as you asked this question is, do we need to win to believe, or can you believe before you win? And, because again, the belief system wasn't there. And I challenged our guys. We don't need to win to believe, and to manage our psyche, and they embrace that. And, that said, it's easy for me to say that. What we had to do, and this is where I really compliment the whole staff, a lack of confidence and that damaged psyche is there's no vision. They don't see how they can win or how they can imprint the game with their skill set maybe and their talent individually or collectively. And so, and then confidence, I guess, is a belief that you can do it, but maybe not a vision. And then we needed to get to real conviction, like we can do this, and that's that belief, but a clear vision on how we're going to do it. And that's where I think the staff was incredible. Danny Girardi helping the D gain a real vision of how they could impact things. Matty Ellis up front, our video guys were dialed in. And I think that's where you saw, Darlene and Middlestead play much better. They had they had a clarity on what they could do. We embraced their skill set. A lot of times as a coach, you see people's vulnerabilities. We challenged our staff to never mind vulnerabilities. We can't even talk about their vulnerabilities. We got to talk about what they can do, what their potential is. And the players embraced it. The coaching staff embraced it. And actually the guys had fun and confidence grew really fast.
Donnie, you talk about Darlene and Middlestead. So they had a terrible first half of the season last year. And you're an assistant coach. Were you comfortable in that position that you were in? Or because I saw a change in you when you became the interim head coach, your first press conference, you said, hey, practice is going to be different. We're going to play different. Like, I'm the head coach now, and that's how it's going to go. So how is Don Granato, the assistant coach, seeing Darlene struggling so much? And then how did it change with you being the head coach and being able to send a different message? Like, what was the difference between the two?
Well, when I watch Darlene and Middlestead, I know they're talented, but we're not seeing it. So I felt really strong that I needed to unleash them so we could see their talent and then correct anything or tweak their direction this way or that way based on that. So I knew I had to empower them and lots and lots of development is discretion. So I can't tell you how good a hockey player Patrick Kane is. I mean, we all know he is, but until you get on the ice with him and see how quick he is or how deceptive he is, you have to. So I wanted to allow the players to do that. But Marty, I am so much more comfortable being a head coach because I've done it for so many years. Your role as an assistant coach is to help the head coach, is to convey the head coach's message, is to move things along that trajectory, what's laid out. The switch to head coach is you set that narrative every day. You set that tone and create that vision and empower your staff how you may. So it's totally different. That's something I've done over and over in many organizations. I'm most comfortable there. So I really, really felt comfortable in taking over because of holding that position and having been in that position many times.
Instigators Don Granato joining us here. A couple more minutes left. What a difference in philosophies coaching has. Just what you said there about picking at vulnerabilities and going the other way. Working with the things they're good at. I mean, it's like it's just crazy to hear that, because just 15, 20 years ago, coaches were just harping on players about what they couldn't do and what they needed to do and to get better in order to stay in the lineup. It's fascinating to hear how much it's changed in the last, 15 to 20 years. Rivs, you've been around a lot longer than both Marty and I. You can probably attest to that more. Coach, are you surprised? $565,000 raised in the community in the last, less than 24 hours.
Yeah, congratulations. That's amazing. That's a pretty high number. So it's still growing. So that's I will contribute to that too. That's inspiring how much has been raised.
Well, how about that quickly? Just when you were traveling around the world, coaching, playing hockey, like, what did you think of Buffalo? And now that you've been here and you see that Andy Dalton got over $1 million when he, beat, who is it? Baltimore, they beat in the playoffs or whatnot.
Ravens.
And the generosity of Western New York and Buffalo, like, did it change your perception of Buffalo as a city, from the time you traveled to now?
Yeah, and I'll, first I'll speak in general terms. When you go into cities, especially in the wintertime, you go in, you play, and you leave. So you never get to know the city. So you guys have all played. You go in the city and you come back home and you're like, geez, it's nice to be home. Now that Buffalo is home for me, you stay here, you get to, you're immersed in the community, and it grows on you more and more as you become more familiar with it. So it's a great place. I've had conversations. It really is disturbing to me because it's just such a shot by people that haven't lived here that say, oh, no, people don't want to go to Buffalo or people don't want to play in Buffalo. That's said by people that have never been here or lived here. And then it's heard, and people almost believe that. But I can tell you, players don't believe that because you guys know you're all former players and you have a love for Buffalo, as many others that played here. And I've gotten more calls from people that love Buffalo after taking the job, even as an assistant coach a couple of years ago, and now more as a head coach, that anybody that spent time here loves it. And I do as well. It's fun.
Well, we'll see how much they appreciate your arm tonight when you don't go to the mound.
Sorry to disappoint you, Andrew.
Look, I mean, you only leave us hoping for one thing, Coach. You only leave if you don't go to the mound.
I'm not 6'3". I'm not as tough as you. I can't.
I'm not 6'3" either. I'm 6'4".
Okay. Well, there you go. If I was 6'3", I might do it.
Work with your strengths, Don.
Yes.
Thanks, Craig.
Get in front of the mound and rip it.
I'm not going to pick
Craig,
at your vulnerabilities. Yeah, listen to them.
I just don't want to let those two guys down. I don't care about you at this point. I just don't want to let those two guys.
Well, he wants to see you fail.
Yeah.
Listen,
he does.
talk about it tomorrow.
Absolutely does.
On Monday.
Look, we're not on the air tomorrow, but you put it in the dirt. We're opening with it on Monday. I'm just saying.
I would expect nothing less.
Listen, Brian Campbell, I think Brian Campbell might have had the worst all-time first pitch in sports history, and it's magically, I think with his $51 million deal, he paid someone to have it wiped off the internet. I really do. Because you can't even find it. You can't even find it, and it's terrible. So don't do that. Good luck tonight, Coach. Good luck next season.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Don Granato, kind enough to join us today. Don't forget, go to give716.org and donate tonight by 11:59 p.m. Donations are up to almost 570,000, and that's just in the last hour. It's gone up about 60 grand. So keep going. More T-shirts will be available for people that donate $71.60 or more. So again, give716.org for more information. We'll be right back.